So for this video update, I wanted to start things with launching. Launching seems to have been fixed. I've put several hours of gameplay into the new system, or rather the changed code, and I have yet to run into any launches, at least outside of player death. I've had some launches on player death where like you'll die and then your body will just launch across the map. And in all honesty, actually, it's been probably one of the more comical things I've ever seen. So that's actually something I don't know if I will be fixing just because it's fucking hilarious. Otherwise, I've made some changes to the third-person camera. And first, to understand the changes, you need to know what drift is in this context. And drift is, you'll notice as I'm looking to the right, the camera is allowed to drift past the player a certain amount. Same deal when I look to the left, same deal when I look up, same deal when I look down. So this is what I call drift in this situation. I've added in some, actually, no, there we go. Inversion behavior for that. Just, it's one of those customizable control things that I think needs to be added. This is a mode I don't particularly like. I'm sure somebody will, but it just feels very odd to me. And this is full inversion, meaning you look up, the camera drifts down, you look down, the camera drifts up. It's one of those things, I have a feeling that players coming from a flight simulator background, specifically players coming from a helicopter simulator background, I think they'll probably actually like this a lot. Just because I've seen this kind of behavior in flight simulators before. Otherwise, the more common setting I see people having is inverted horizontal. Between the default behavior and inverted horizontal, there definitely are some behavior advantages that certain players will like. With inverted horizontal, you'll notice that the camera naturally, it always is peeking around the corner as you're going around things, which can be very useful, I would imagine, indoors, just because the camera naturally looks around the corner for you. Now, I should also say the default behavior allows for this, but the mouse movement, you either have to look in to use your FOV to see around the corner, or you have to look in and look back out so that you drift all the way in and then you can drift back out again as you look. But it's one of those things that's a bit obtuse to do it that way. Otherwise, you have to just use your FOV, which isn't that much of a problem. But it's two behaviors I think that will be very popular, will be the default and then just inverted horizontal. So that's it for changes. I am planning to add a tutorial mode though. I've been working with some friends that they haven't played this at all. At this point, all the hours they've put in have been me testing with them, and I've kind of told them that way because I wanted them to be pretty much virgin to this game so I could gauge how hard or easy it would be to pick up things. And the good news is that for people coming from Quake, it's been pretty much a simple matter of telling them what they could be doing wrong, or what's different from Quake, and then just a matter of them getting used to gravity and such, the differences. But for players coming from COD and 1.6, that's also been good news and bad news. The good news is that whenever I've been able to give them instruction and in the right words, it's taken very little time for them to get used to the idea and actually understand what's going on. They're definitely not as good as the Quake players, but you can also tell that they get to the point where they know what's going on, and it's just a matter of time. It's them honing their skills rather than them wandering aimlessly going, what the hell am I doing? But the bad news is that if I didn't give any direction, I was watching them play and I was going, it pretty much, there's no way that they would have just weathered the storm of death, because it's one of those things I realized that this game is a bit impact damage heavy when I watch somebody who's completely new to it play. Because the control system, it seems, for people that are coming from the ground shooters, think 1.6, Call of Duty, Battlefield would probably fall under it. I don't have any friends coming from Battlefield that have played yet, but it would fall under it for sure. But coming from those kind of backgrounds, it seems that there's so much going on that it's a bit alien to the point of being overwhelming. So a tutorial mode is definitely a requirement, and a mode rather than a map is something I want, because players then will be able to use it on any map at any given time, online, offline, wherever they want. And what I plan for the mode is it to highlight your control vector, which the control vector is, if any movement key press produces a control vector, and that vector is used to direct your motion. And so players need to know where their control vector needs to point and where they should be pointing their camera at the same time to match up. So that's the planned addition, and that's really it for this video. That's all I'm really talking about. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, you can of course post them on the YouTube comments page or on the game forums. Otherwise, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.